everyone, and we will light the night purple, even though it's not dark yet. Krista, come on up. Woo!
Wow, look at the turnout. How was the walk? Woo. Yeah, it was kind of terrible with the weather, but that's all right. We're all here, and I'm so glad to see so many people that I recognize either from my youth or work at RCA or from the recovery community. I love seeing this kind of turnout in these events because it's community that's going to be really important in helping people overcome not only substance addiction, but other challenges that we face that we may come across within among our neighbors. So why did they pick me? Well, I'm easy because I'm a Danvers High graduate, so I have the ties to the community. I'm a certified recovery coach. I don't practice as one. I'm a licensed drug and alcohol counselor in the state of Massachusetts. I'm a licensed practical nurse, and I start my RN program tomorrow. But I have all of those letters after my name and in my email signature, not because I'm special or extra smart, although my mom would say that's the reason, but because I put in the work. And my mind, if it's stagnant, will become restless and irritable and discontent. And to me, that's not a good place to be. Because my name's Krista and I'm an alcoholic. And so to be here today and trying to be a voice for the community that often doesn't have one, for a community that's often stigmatized, I recover loudly so others don't have to suffer quietly. That's what all my coworkers at Recovery Centers of America do, those in recovery. We're here from the church, Maple Street Church, which I've been going to since I was born, basically. And so we're here to be a united front for other people so they don't have to be afraid like I was. I think the worst thing in the world is going somewhere and you're asking for help and to feel like you're stigmatized or to feel like there's a bias or a judgment. And when you're vulnerable, that's the last way that you want to feel, and that's the last way that I want anybody else to feel. So I didn't really think I was going to journey into this field after I got sober February 8th, 2019, but it kind of picked me. And I realized that, if I can't beat them, and if people are still going to display their ugliness, we're going to have to join them. And so ever since then, I've been working hard to become the best version of myself that I can be so I can help somebody, just like somebody once so freely helped me. And it took a team, for my mom to endure, for my family, things that I didn't realize I was doing at the time because this disease is so selfish. It really doesn't care about the people around you or the things around you. It's a dependency, it's a craving, it's a part of your brain that lights up that sometimes only other people that have been through it will understand. And that's why we find so much comfort in all these different programs of recovery. Because just like grief or terminal illness or some other thing that other people don't understand, it's the strength in the community that allows us to kind of be able to get those things off our chest and see people that understand. And so by having this event and you guys showing up and doing that walk through downtown, you showed that you're an ally and that you're a partner for this cause. And that's really important, is just being present when somebody wants to accept treatment. So I promise you, if it's yourself, if it's a friend, if you're an advocate, that if you ever need to reach out a hand, that there are hundreds of us, thousands of us. I'm loud, but there are people behind you in Market Basket. There are people in line at CVS downtown that are in recovery that you just wouldn't know. We're here. We're everywhere. And we will gladly run to pull you out of the fire because we were there before. Your mother, your daughter, your son, your uncle, we walked through it. We've been there and back, and we've come out better for it on the other side. And I think that's the greatest gift. Because you can sit in the rooms and you can listen to the people telling you, oh yeah, it's gonna be great on this side, I promise. And You're there thinking, I don't know about that. I don't know if my life without tequila is going to be that great. But the reality is, the things that you learn and the skills that you learn are about understanding yourself and understanding the things that you stand for, becoming honest with yourself and honest with the people around you. And again, that made me a better person because of it. So I said to, we have memorable patients all the time, no matter what capacity you work in this field. And this one guy, the hardest part of like day to day is when you get somebody that really has no hope, like they have nothing to cling on to at all. And he's looking at me with tears in his eyes. And I said, you know, you can just borrow some of my hope for now. I have enough to go around because I went there and I came back and I have enough to share. And that's really important to show other people that maybe if they're not feeling it, that you know that it exists. Because sometimes that's all they need. That's the only strength that they need to pull themselves up. So again, thank you so much for coming and showing that you are a supporter of that cause and to be available for other people that are struggling. If you need resources, this community has actually, I would say, this community and the whole field together over the past decade has made some really big changes, including recovery coaches in hospitals, including expansion of just the number of beds that we have available in the state, resources, Narcan training, all of those things are critical in helping to reduce the stigma that we have among substance addiction. And the people that suffer from this, they look like me. They look like they could be the person standing next to you. There's no discrimination. I don't know why I became an alcoholic. There was no one reason. There was no one event. There's no branch in my family tree that said this is why. And it really doesn't matter. I don't need to obsess over that. That's in the past. It's not important to me anymore. I took that part of my life and I locked it up. And I took those memories and I put them on a shelf. And they stay there behind my box of prayer cards of people that I've lost to this. And so we have to do whatever we can to help other people realize that this isn't a trying to figure out the who, the what, the why. How did they get into this? Why are they doing? But we have to understand that there are people that are there. And that despite what their background is, they need to know that they're still people too in a society that often makes them feel less than. Just like any physical ailment, this is sickness, and this is something to be considered just as equally as anything else. So I hope that you can learn a little bit more if you need any educational resources. I know that Pam has worked with people in the community. I know RCA has a great there's a great part of their website that has a ton of different resources, whether it's for yourself or if it's even understanding what it's like to love somebody that has an addiction and how to be a good support. And just know that we're here and willing to help and empower you to share that information with anyone that you might know. So again, thank you so much for coming. It took everything I had to not make this be an hour. So I'm so glad that I was able to keep it brief, and that's all I've got. Thank you.